What's up, everybody? It's the Reaper, and I have a kind of an interesting video. So I may have mentioned in one of my other videos, but I recently saw Woody's Gamer Tags, what's the best Call of Duty ever, and he will focus mainly on the multiplayer aspect of the game. And I thought to myself, you know, how can I, because it was a pretty popular video it seemed. I mean, I found it interesting, so I thought, how can I spin off from that and kind of have a similar one? And I thought to myself, what is the best campaign that I've ever played on Call of Duty, of course. So that's what this video is basically about. I have no idea what the gameplay is because the gameplay will depend on how long this audio session is. So, but okay. So first of all, for me, what makes a good Call of Duty game or campaign, I should say, is first of all, it's got to have a good storyline. Because if you don't have anything to follow, if you don't know what's going on or just jumps around and doesn't make sense, I lose interest because it's just, you know, it's not good. A good story is a must. So action, you need action in the game because otherwise it's really boring, and like that's what turns a lot of people off of Fallout. I love Fallout, but the lack of action kind of makes it a less mainstream game, I want to say. So you need action just to keep things interesting, plus it's fun, you know. And then you need a variety in missions because like some of my favorite missions have been, like, for example, on Modern Warfare 2, Cliffhanger was like stealth mission. Like you climbed up the side of a mountain, you had like a silent red dot heartbeat ACR, and basically you were trying to steal some computer or something in the base. And that was like, that's probably my favorite mission ever in a Call of Duty game. It just was so crazy. Like, I don't know, that mission blew me away. And then that kind of gets into the next thing, which would be intensity. And I like intense missions where like you're sneaking around and stuff like that, you know. So intensity basically, you know, just is what it is, if that makes any sense. Probably not, but whatever. But alright, and then and like the last thing I was thinking is like memorable moments. Like, how do you remember the campaign? And a lot of people complain about Black Ops. Like, I remember Modern Warfare 2, the comparison was between Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops, and the biggest thing that I heard people complain about as far as campaign, which people don't really complain about it that much, but getting off subject, when they did, they would say that basically the Modern Warfare 2 campaign had more like memorable moments. Like when you think of the campaign, I think immediately of Cliffhanger. When you think of Black Ops, it takes them a second to be like, oh yeah, I remember the Hind mission, you know, like that. So I don't know, I like Black Ops overall. So, but all right, so we'll get to the countdown. Starting from COD 3, because that's the campaign I played. Never played the multiplayer, but I did because I played on the PS2. So, I need to slow down. Anyways, COD 3, that would be my number 4 pick, because I played the campaign. The story was pretty good. Basically, it kind of reminded me of like Saving Private Ryan or something like that, where you were just with a group of soldiers going through the countryside. In Europe, of course, so the story was pretty stale because every World War II shooter ever has been based in Western Europe on the American campaign, which is fucking annoying. If you're gonna do I mean, they didn't touch on Stalingrad hardly at all. I mean, you could make a whole game off of the Eastern Front, but I don't know, it lost a lot of points, or not points, you know, but favor from me, because it's just stale. It's just a repetition of every other World War II shooter. So that's number 5, actually. The next one would be COD 4. Surprisingly, I thought I liked the campaign, but it just wasn't. There was like missions that were fun, like when you were sniping and shooting what's his name, like the guy with the nuclear bomb, and I don't remember his name. It's been a while, but like missions like that, and I don't know, I had fun with it, but it didn't blow me away. The next one is COD 5. World at War, which it's kind of ironic, I guess, or almost hypocritical of me to put a World War II shooter after I just complained about COD 3. But the thing about COD 5 was they took a different look at it. They like went into the Pacific Theater, which not many games have done, and they actually did decent. Like right off the bat, you're captured by the Japanese. I enjoyed that, not being captured, but I like the whole escape business. And then just as far as it progresses through the whole place until I think you land on, I think you're actually on Okinawa at one point, so I like that. And then also what I really liked was they actually like went into the Eastern Front a little. That's basically what I really enjoyed. It wasn't all Operation Market Garden and that bullshit. It was, you went to Russia and then you fought back to Berlin, which I thought was cool how they actually ended the game, kind of like the way the war ended, where it was people fighting in the Reichstag, or whatever it's called, to like the last man. So I like that, and that's why that is number 3. Number 2 would be Black Ops, and basically I really enjoy the whole Cold War era, like the whole theme, Cold War. And honestly, there was a lot of missions that stuck out to me. There was several stealth missions, like when you're, for example, it's part of the one where you're in the Blackbird, like you're watching in the Blackbird, and then you tell the guys if there's enemies coming, and then it puts you back into first person, and you shoot them, and then you go up, and then eventually you are on the mountainside with that crossbow, and you're just picking people off. And I don't know, I think that's the WMD mission, and it was that was like really memorable for me. So I enjoyed that. It was pretty intense throughout, and I was entertained as far as like the story made sense, and I don't know, it was just, I really enjoyed it. It was a well put together campaign in my opinion. So, and obviously my number 1 is Modern Warfare 2, mostly because like COD 4 had a solid campaign, but the biggest thing they did was the most important, excuse me, was they ended it so that it was kind of a cliffhanger, and you could add on to it. And Modern Warfare 2 did the same thing, but Modern Warfare 2 really picked up well after it. I thought the story was like well put together, and I like the whole concept. I like it because it's not history. It's not something that you can go that everybody's already read about. It's like made up, and that's kind of like what I liked about Black Ops. But yeah, anyways, like, you know how like the US got attacked and stuff, I've always found it interesting or fascinating how it would be if the United States actually got invaded. So I like that aspect of it. Also, there was so much action throughout it, and then the missions just themselves, like Cliffhanger, that was fucking sick. The only easy day was yesterday. That's where you're on the sub and then you climb up the oil rig. That one was awesome. Just those are like probably my 2 favorites. And then also the ending was kind of touched on it, but the ending was good. They left it so that you could actually add on, and we have Modern Warfare 3 coming out in like 2 weeks, so I'm almost as excited for the campaign as I am for the multiplayer. So, and I guess, oh, and I didn't mention, it was very intense throughout. Like, I honestly sat and played through the whole, I didn't play the whole campaign through in one shot, but I played like half of it, and then I finished half of it like in one shot, if that makes sense. So it was pretty intense throughout, and honestly I enjoyed it. So hopefully I've made myself clear as to why I've picked what I picked, but just in case that you forgot in all the rambling that I did, number 1 is Modern Warfare 2, number 2 is Black Ops, number 3 World at War, number 4 COD 4, and number 5 Call of Duty 3. So that's my top 5 campaigns for Call of Duty. I hope you enjoyed, and please comment your list. I'd like to hear what other people think. Deuces.